Okay, I just want to talk briefly about is it law of attraction or are certain people chosen to suffer? Is and you know what, when I talk about law of attraction, see, I don't believe law of attraction is completely false. I just believe a lot of things are left out. You know, I want to say this: when we see people who are supposed to be these masters of whatever it is they're talking about, and they seem like they're the masters of these kind of subjects, or just subjects when it comes to like whatever the Matrix is, or masters when it comes to health, or masters when it comes to all this stuff, or masters when it comes to the spiritual world, masters when it comes to, you know, just whatever they're masters at, right? Masters when it comes to the so-called black community, because I don't care for the word black, but just masters, right? They don't seem to, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about over the decades, right? I'm really talking about over the decades. It doesn't seem to have really done much to really, I'll say people are not necessarily free from it. And here's what I'm going to say, because it's up to people to do their own work. I will say it's up to people to do their own work, right? Because I have come across quite a few people that have put some information out there that I have used and it has helped me, right? But I'm talking about some of these people that have like popular platforms, like they get all the popularity, they get seen the most, they get invited, they get a lot of interviews, so you can tell they have PR and all that stuff. Even though they sound like masters at whatever they're supposed to be talking about, they might not necessarily give you the information to really help you. They will only give you enough. They will only give you enough. Now, it's not that they don't know more, but a lot of those people with those big platforms like that, and they look like they get around, they got all these interviews, they have all these, these tours or whatever, where they have tour dates to go speak in all these different places, and they masters, and they get this big audience. People are not going to really get but so much from folks like that, because people like that are not going to really have put out the information on a public platform that's going to really help you get out of this thing. Okay? But here's what I want to say, though. So I started this off saying, is it the law of attraction, or are some people just chosen? And here's why I asked that question. Why is it that, and I'm not just talking about brown people, even though it's a lot of brown people that suffer. I'm not just talking about brown people. I'm talking about people all over the world that's not in Africa, or not brown Americans. Okay, I'm talking about or Jamaicans or whatever, or just brown people, period. I'm talking about other groups of people, like people in Chile, other parts of the world, where they suffer a lot, in India. And I know it's still a lot of brown people around there too, but I'm talking about, it's all different complexions. That's what I'm saying. It's all different complexions. So is there something wrong with their law of attraction? Or are some people chosen to have certain codes from birth? Okay, because at this point, you see certain people suffer in mass and some people don't. And it seems like it's being put on law of attraction. But why have a whole group of people in a certain continent or a country suffering that way, and it's just about the law of attraction? It seems like some people were chosen to suffer. It seems like some people were chosen. And it seems like the game is not very fair. Okay? Because the ones that seem to get everything they want seem to be the biggest murderers, looking like to me. It seems like they some of the biggest schemers. They the most diabolical folks you ever seen. And they seem to do well with this law of attraction, now don't they? So then that goes to show it's not about who you hurt either. It's not, as long as you know how to play the game good. Because this is a game. This is a game of life. And it seems like they know how to play the game well enough for stuff not to come back on them. They don't follow what you call it, that law of cause and effect. That don't really apply to a lot of them. Okay, that doesn't apply to them. Because if that applied to them, something would have happened to them a long time ago. That law of cause and effect don't seem to apply to them. somehow they seem to have this law of attraction down pat. And then you have all the other folks in all these other nations that don't seem to understand the law of attraction. And then we put it on the people that's suffering. It's because because they're not attracting it, or because they need to do something else with themselves. No, you shouldn't have a whole group of people in a whole nation that just suffers like that. And it's unnecessary the way they suffering. I feel like it's unnecessary the way they suffering because the rules have changed with a new system in place. I feel like the rules might have changed the way things have been run. And the rules and a lot of codes might have been changed to suit the current rulers or the rulers that are gone. But the rulers that are supposed to be gone might be ruling over some people who want to keep believing in them, right? Who want to keep believing that they're powerful. Let me say it like that. Who want to keep believing that they're powerful. And who don't want to believe that they have any power. Okay? So, yeah. No, the thing with the law of attraction, what I'm noticing is that certain people have the secrets and certain people don't have the secrets. And here's another thing, and I said this on another video, that it was certain people chosen, the Nazis. Now, supposedly, because this is something I've heard from 2 or 3 people. And this was a long time ago. This was years ago when I heard this too. The Nazis were given permission by particular so-called extraterrestrials. Some people don't want to believe in extraterrestrials. That's fine. The Nazis were given permission by a particular group of extraterrestrials, whoever they are, could have been Pleiadians, don't know. To choose certain groups of people to do experiments on. So the Nazis were given permission to do these things to these groups of people by the extraterrestrials that's probably in power. Because it's those particular extraterrestrials that's really could be running the show. And the Nazis are the Nazi. I think it's called Nazi. I uploaded a video. Nazi. Yeah, Nazi. I uploaded a video. I was like, had my eyes closed, and I forgot what question I was asking. I was asking about something being in power. I don't know. I was thinking about United States of America and about what's controlling this. Like, what's really controlling everything. And for some reason, that symbol of the Nazi came to me. That symbol of the Nazi. And then that's when I remembered this guy. He's Asian. I remember him saying that the Nazi control China, United States, and all of them, Russia, all of them, Nazi. Okay, they controlling everything, but above the Nazi are probably those extraterrestrials. Okay, but for sure he said the Nazis are the ones that's telling China what to do and telling the United States of America what to do. So China, United States of America, and Russia, they have to answer to the Nazi. So that's why I don't get into all these wars in Russia against Ukraine, and I don't get into all that because the Nazis calling the shots. The Nazis are calling the shots. So I don't get into all these wars and rumors of wars that's going on when you got somebody else calling the shots and they playing a game. It's a game of life. It's a deadly game of life, but it's a game of life. But anyway, certain people suffer because a lot of things seem like it changed, and we are under a different type of digital code with the particular supremacy. And being that it's really controlled by what could be extraterrestrials, I don't necessarily want to use the word white because I don't know what the word white, I don't know what that means. I don't know what white means, okay? I really don't. So I don't want to just use that word because that's something that's used a lot in media, okay? Well, you have certain people that's, what you call it? What are those people? I forget what those people are. The people that try to fight for the community, but I forget the word for it. But anyway, I'm trying to get that word. But anyway, it don't matter. I'm just saying, I don't want to use a particular word other people like to use, like white supremacy so much. Because what is white for real? What is that? White and black people, but what is that? Why the separation, and who did that, and whose idea was it? Because at the top of these extraterrestrials that's running the show, was it their idea? So I don't want to. I don't. That's all to get into calling folks white and black and all that stuff. I don't like to really call people white and black, but yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about is certain people. If it's all about the law of attraction, why so much suffering? What is it that they're not getting? Why is it so much suffering in particular areas, and what is it that they're not getting? Other than the fact that you have some other entities that's been in power for a while, and they're controlling the codes, and there's certain people that have the secret, and certain people don't. That's what I feel like that answer might be, and they were given permission to do experiments on these groups of people that we see suffering. They were given permission to do that to them. That's why you don't see them get suffering any consequences, because they were given permission to do it. Anyway, that's it, and I'll talk later.